on OBS. This was
Uh,
the worst fucking decision.
Listen, this is what was left to me. All right. Also, I mean, you've seen this thing. It's not exactly put together well.
Hey, look, that tape to secure the Celebi was unsecure. Okay, like that wasn't going anywhere.
We
I don't know
put
how
it
it
in a
escaped.
cardboard box.
Yeah, look, it's called rapid prototyping.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Double Dip Draft Season 8, Week 2 analysis of the Skull Division. I am White Loaf, coach of the Bayou Belly Bolts, and I'm joined today by...
It's Aurora, coach of the Hoonsbrook Hunters, and we are recording this for the second time now.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is the first time. First attempt.
I love OBS. It's so wonderful.
Yeah, I also
but yes,
OBS.
we'll be taking a fresh look with not at all slight annoyance in the back of our minds
None
at the 4 matches that played out in
not-
Skull Division this week.
Zero annoyance whatsoever. That being said, these are some really hype matches. I'm excited to watch them for the first time, not for the second time. Well, I guess this would be the second time for me, but not for the third time.
Yeah, we got some pretty interesting developments. Some with 2 points of data, you can start slowly extrapolating the ultimate result or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's trends. That's what it's called. You can start extrapolating the trends.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested in seeing what happens this week.
Yeah. We're gonna get right into it, starting off with Firebolt, coach of the Northern Ninetales versus Kui, coach of the Sydney Sylveons. Looking at their drafts, we've got Firebolt rocking the Alolan Ninetales and Alolan Sandslash, having that little, not like a hail team, I guess like a hail or a snow core. Sorry, there is no more hail. But alongside that, we've also got Zeraora, Ceruledge, Mega Ampharos, and Darkrai. This is a team that loves Aurora Veil. Meanwhile, on Kui's side, we have Dragapult, Victini, Milotic, Registeel, Rhydon, and Breloom. Terra Captain Breloom, as well, if I remember correctly. And Rhydon's also Terra Captain, right?
I believe so. I'll go check the Breloom.
Hold on, I'm looking at it right now. I know Rhydon for sure.
Yeah, right on for sure, because no spoilers, it's a thing that does it.
Mm-hmm. But either way, looking at this lineup, yes, it is also Terra Captain.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Looking at the lineup, aside from Zeraora, Dragapult is the fastest Pokemon on this field. We'll forever love that Zeraora outspeeds Dragapult by 1 point. Just one little point.
One whole point. And that makes a big difference because neither of these Pokemon really like taking hits.
Yeah.
Being said, nothing on Firebolt's side really likes taking hits outside of Aurora Veil being active. So you'll definitely be looking to get that going because it does offer a lot of problems for Kui. I did help her test this week and help her team builds, and every time I got Aurora Veil up, it's just such a hassle.
Yeah.
Because these teams trade blows back and forth. In general, Kui's team is bulkier, so can take the hits where Firebolt can't.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as she can keep that advantage, it does feel like she has the momentum advantage, in that department.
Absolutely. The only thing to be careful of, with these bulkier Pokemons is that it is also a case of being set up on. But that's a possibility. Instead, let's look at what actually happens. Let's look and see what goes down. All right, immediately screwed that up. All right.
Nice.
I forgot that if you just hit play, because I was trying to keep my mouse out of the way, it just plays the audio.
Yeah, you can just set the sound to not just music off, but sound off as well,
Yeah,
so we
doing
don't
that right
hear like
now.
random Pokemon cries. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. Editor. You know,
Editor?
making you work
Editor.
for it a little bit. I don't see sound off here. Let's see if it's still. Okay, it does. Cool. Alright, I'm going to go back to first turn. And we're going to pretend that that didn't happen.
You ready?
Alright.
So let's see what really happened. We get Cerulege versus Registeel, which is not a great matchup for Registeel, doesn't really want to be here. Does get up some rocks, which is nice, but the sword stands into a Bitter Blade, knocking it out immediately.
Switching out, knowing it can't really touch Milotic that easily. And Milotic can just kind of go for a free flip turn, getting some momentum. Going out into Dragapult, like, at this point, like, Flamethrower does seem the most obvious. Like, aside from Cerulege, like, nothing here really wants to take a Flamethrower. And here we have a pretty niche play. We do Mega Evolve Ampharos, where they're going to Draco Meteor, and because of the extra Dragon typing, Ampharos will go down.
Yeah, had Ampharos stayed small, had not Mega Evolved without the Dragon typing, it does actually eat the Draco Meteor. It doesn't take it well, but it does take it.
Yeah.
And then, like, some cool shit here. The Chople Berry making it Darkrai live the Mach Punch. Killing Bloom in return.
If this was Mega Darkrai, that Sucker Punch maybe would have killed. But alas, you know, ZA not out yet. Well, not Megas at least from it out yet. Not Terra. They ride on right away, so we do take a thick close combat. But here, you know, we do get that Terra, and we're able to just kill back with Earthquake. So far, there's a very fast match. Both are just kind of like trading Pokemon left and right.
Yeah, only a slight blunder, luckily. Firebolt opting out and switching this thing hard into a Shadow Ball. Koei, like, doing very well, realizing that she doesn't need to click Flamethrower or Draco Meteor or anything. Like, Shadow Ball will kill both Pokemon. Nothing to take the risk.
Yeah.
And yeah, just all around solid play. Do remember to terrestrialize your Pokemon in time if you're gonna do that anywhere.
Yep. And also remember to check those calcs for, you know, your non-mega Pokemon. See if maybe you can get away with living a Draco, just so you can get that Dragon Pulse, and if nothing else, at least get like some really good chip.
Yeah, also a side note, like, this is a 13-turn game with only 2 Pokemon left at the end of it, meaning that on average we had like almost a Pokemon death every turn.
Yeah. It was a very good match because of how fast it is. Like, it's really like it is a blink and you miss it. So those like small, like tiny misplays are now instead like really big misplays.
Yeah, like, because things tend to like echo like throughout the match, because the match is so fast, not having like Sandslash, for instance, be able to get rid of those rocks and them like chipping everything down, and like small stuff like that, it just like piles up so fast because things are just dying in one hit over and over.
Yep. But that is Firebolt and Kui. What do we say you introduce our next match?
The next match is between Milo of the Canadian Clod Squad versus Claire of the Maryland Manectrics. And these are some Double Dip veterans.
Once again, you know, looking at the lineup, you know, we've got, you know, on Milo's side, we've got Tusk, we got Mega Aerodactyl, Klefki, Armarouge, Dusclops, and Raikou. Raikou putting in a lot of work last week. Meanwhile, on Claire's side, we've got Mega Diancie, Ductrio, Durant, Hydrapple, Lantern, and a Alolan Muck. I know from Claire's Claire has at least mentioned the idea of doing entrainment Truant Durant with Dugtrio Arena Trap, since Arena Trap is allowed. But, aside from that, Claire is also kind of coming off of a loss from the first week. So I'm sure, she's itching to kind of get that W under her belt.
Yeah, like Claire is definitely like looking for a victory. Like she's a champion of Godly Cheese, I'm pretty sure.
That sounds
so
right.
Like she's looking to defend her, I guess, like unofficial crown. Technically, it's still Vincent that's league champion currently.
It's the Burger King crown.
She's looking to defend the Burger King crown.
Mm-hmm.
And this time she is looking to do it with the Dougie Durant combo. It's not reliable, it's not great. Flying Pokemon can just get out of it, ghosts can just get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the options are a bit limiting, like especially like against this team, for like what you want to try and pull it off against. But it's Claire. Claire's good. We can maybe see how Claire tries to play it, tries to make it work.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's get into it. So leading off with Huge Key versus Mega Diancie. You can't really set up, or wait, is this Mega Diancie or regular Diancie?
Claire has Mega Diancie. It's
okay.
Big that has regular Diancie. That's a Terra Captain, I'm pretty sure.
That's right. But yeah, with that, we're able to just pick up the KO quickly and switch out immediately on the Durant, not wanting to be trapped at all. And we're kind of starting off like very similar to the last match, where it's just very fast. But now that Dusclops is out, that's going to stop.
Yeah, I am very curious what Claire's rationale was on staying in with Durant against the Klefki after entrainmenting the thing.
I'm not sure. Like we said, it's a tough setup because you have to, give it the Truant ability, exhaust a turn of Truant, and then get, Infestation, so they are stuck until Dugtrio can come out. But like even then, like you can just get the ability, then you can switch out into Dougie. But regardless,
good read. Yeah, good read from Claire there, by the way, switching the Skull, predicting the switch into Great Tusk. The crit being very unfortunate. Claire taking full advantage of it by switching into the Hydrapple with the Rocky Helmet to deal the last bit of chip damage.
Yep.
Just
and then
solid play.
Yeah, another huge paralysis on Armor Rouge as well. So now, like, even with the weak armor boost, like, I mean, it will help it, but it's still going to be significantly slower than it should be.
Yeah, paralysis. Like, I mean, like a physical attacker being burned, like, also like sucks a lot, but like paralysis on everything just, God, it feels so bad.
And here we do see the Shadow Sneak doing a nice, healthy 4%, whereas, the crit Stone Edge will finish off a little in muck.
Yeah, the burn and the reflex combining to make the Shadow Sneak just do absolutely nothing. Yeah, Milo deciding not to sit around and wait to be entrainmented, just like swapping out immediately.
Yep.
And Claire swapping into Hydrapple because we don't see it quite yet, but this Raikou is sub Calm Mind Scald Thunderbolt, which means it just can't touch this thing.
Yeah.
It quad resists both of its stabs. Well, not even stabs, but one of its stabs on the other move.
Yeah, Scald. But here, that
Scald.
Team Scald. Another burn.
No, like, it would really be a villainous team if it was Team Scald.
Anyways, yeah, so we do get the burn on Lantern as well. Like, at this point, like, most Pokemon are burned, it's going to cancel out that leftovers. Do a little bit extra chip to Regenerator, Hydrapple. The full para, definitely helps out a little bit here. And then Nightshade just
Claire,
for
just for damage. Like Claire taking full advantage on Regenerator on Hydrapple as well, just not letting it be like killed ever by just regenerating like its HP like again and again. Interesting to go for Iron Head there. Like entrainments to try and get your setup going would probably have been better. At least like forcing the Klefki out.
Yeah. And here we do go for another attempt at the setup with Raikou, at least getting the sub up. But, you know, again, it can't touch this Hydrapple. No matter what. So we're kind of forced to just go back out into Dusclops. And right now, you know, it's just kind of whittling each other down. Unfortunate Draco miss.
Unfortunate Draco miss, but Hydrapple like approaching danger again, and this time Claire does realize, okay, maybe like I can get the thing going properly now. I'm actually only realizing now that I'm pretty sure because this thing is a ghost, it can't be trapped. I'm not sure if Infestation does the trick.
I'm not sure about Infestation, but I know with Arena Trap it will not work.
Yeah.
Pain Split actually giving Durant
some health back.
Yep. And because of that, we're able to live at 1%.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate like cascade of stuff that happens there.
At that point, I definitely would have gone ahead and just click Reflect. You know, get your screen back up. But yeah, it is what it is. And now we have to deal with Hone Claws, Duck Trio, most likely running Stone Edge so it can hit Aerodactyl.
Yeah. Actually, no, it is Sucker Punch. I have confirmed this with Claire.
Oh, it is Sucker Punch? Okay.
So what we're about to see, like, this is GG for Claire at this point. Like, it's she's won.
Yeah.
Because had this thing, the para here is huge, but had it not happened, the Sucker Punch would have finished it off after the fact. It was a very good move on Claire to realize, like, okay, this Klefki is going to click Reflect 100% of the time here. So, like, that is the turn to get up the Hone Claws.
Yep.
And mitigate, like, not all of the Reflect, but, like, most of the benefit that Milo is having from it. Yeah. So, it ends up in a very tight match, though. Like, one Dougie at 10%. That's all that's left.
That is extremely close. And both players, like, especially, like, towards the end, played that really well.
Yeah, like, had Milo, like, gone with the Reflect earlier, I feel Milo might have been able to squeeze it out. I feel like that slight misplay might have cost him. But yeah, Claire taking the 1-0 home to the bank, cashing it in.
Yep.
Even though it's a small victory, it is a victory nonetheless. Wins do matter a lot in this format.
Listen, I understand the mindset. You know, like, oh, my differential. I gotta save my differential. Doesn't matter. All right, your differential doesn't matter if you lose your matches. Just win. Just win forehead.
Just win forehead.
Yeah, just don't lose.
Right. Do you want to introduce the third match for us?
I would love to. Our next match is going to be Spood, coach of the Southtown Sandslashers, versus Not Pimp, coach of the Kracked Kricketunes. You know, both of these players pretty seasoned at this point. You know, Spood's been around for the entire duration of Double Dip. I don't. Has there been a single like main season that he sat out? I feel like there's at least one, right?
I will go confirm. You keep talking.
Yeah. Either way, you know, like he's been around for quite a while. Not Pimp, fairly new, but you know, in his like first season, he made a huge splash. You know, at least making it close to, if not to playoffs. And just solidifying himself as a very scary opponent in the short time he has been here. Alongside that, you know, we saw last week he was running a kind of defiant competitive core team, and this week is no different. You know, we have Cinderace, Gourgeist, Terra Captain, Galarian Articuno, Bisharp, Ogerpon, and Galvantula. Meanwhile, on Spoot side, we've got Superior, Palafin, Garchomp, Hatterene, Cobalion, and Terra Captain Corsola. Terra Captain Galarian Corsola.
Yeah, it is Terra Poison as well. Which is a very interesting Terra to go for. We've seen it last season used pretty well by Claire, actually, on her Voshian. And that thing turning into a poison type, for some reason, just made it borderline unkillable.
Yeah. I mean, it makes
so
sense.
We'll see if the same holds true for Spoot here.
Yeah, like it makes sense. You resist fighting, which is very good if you're like a physical wall and you're immune to toxic. That's a huge one right there.
That's true. Like not being able to be toxic for like these very stally, wally Pokemon is a big boon.
But without further ado, let's get into the match.
Make sure it's shut up.
Yep. So yeah, just
Palafin coming in immediately and swapping out just so we can get the hero mode going.
Do not want to risk the flip turn on this thing. Going for a nice cheeky future sight. Just that way, something later can take a lot of damage. And then going out to Ogerpon on the U-turn, so much chip.
Yeah, a huge amount of like swapping back and forth in these first 4 turns, by the way. And turn 5 also both swap again, and on turn 6 Spoot swaps again.
Yep.
The magic bounce coming in, the webs coming up on Pimp's side on the field, and Pimp does not care. This is like part of the plan anyway, and Spoot is doing him the courtesy.
Saves me from having to, click court change later. And the future sight, does do it. Galvantula is now down. But now you have Scarf Ogerpon that can just click Ivy Cudgel.
Yeah, it is a very interesting method of building a team, of just being like, hey, if I get webs up, great. If webs get bounced back at me, also perfectly fine.
And
here, the Superior just not having the raw power to knock this thing out in one go, and this Galar Articuno claiming a lot of different lives.
Yeah.
And Spoot suddenly looking at a 3-5 deficit.
With
this Palafin also.
Yep. Just cannot be touched right now by Palafin. But now we get some setup. The burn does stink. That's definitely going to impact a lot. But again, now this thing comes out, just gets to click Freezing Glare and a Pokemon dies.
Yeah, the Freezing Glare, the double special attack with potentially a choice item on that thing as well, just doing so much. The Rocky Helmet making Cobalion basically incapable of killing Gorgeists. And the only other thing left we have here is this little Corsola. So yeah, Spoot at a 2v5 deficit. The writing looks to be pretty up on the wall, pretty done, pretty ready.
Yep.
Cheeky little T-wave on this thing, making it finally slower than Cobalion is.
Finally. And now, we get to take advantage of the fact that Cobalion is the fastest body press in the West.
Yes, there ain't no faster body presses than this Cobalion, and it just presses this thing to death.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still looking difficult because without any way to boost its offense, this Cobalion just cannot bust through this thing. And Gorgeist, a pretty big problem for basically both the Pokemon left on this team. Yeah. And Spoot is forced into clicking Strength Sap, which is a very awkward position to be in against not Pimp.
Yeah. Losing Violite also not great. Losing out on more bulk. But thankfully we are faster thanks to the speed decrease, and we're able to just kind of get infinite health right now. Is the main thing with this Corsola. It cannot die. Unless, Galarian Articuno comes out on a Strength Sap, but it comes out on Nightshade instead. So all of a sudden, it's not impossible.
Yeah, crazy good read from Spoot there to go for the Nightshade, trying to catching the Articuno like on the switch in. Honestly, probably would had Spoot or had Pimp played it safe, just sacrificed this Bisharp and brought in Articuno safely afterwards.
Oh, it would have looked like a very good game.
Yeah, I do not believe that Spoot would be able to stop it.
Yeah.
But now we have this little Corsola, and this little Corsola, like with 4 times defense against 3 Pokemon, all of which are physical attackers, and Strength Sap, healing it back to full basically every time it's used. The game suddenly becomes just all about trying to bust through this thing, and even though like Spoot is proccing Defiant again and again, because his own defense is maxed out, it actually just ends up net neutral.
Yep.
And net neutral, this thing's defense is huge.
Yep. Even without a Violet, like, this thing's still got decent bulk.
Yeah, it's got decent bulk, and now with the poison typing, not being able to hit it super effectively or even neutrally for this this Ogerpon, Pimp's in trouble. Gets a huge crit there,
but does get disabled, so now we do have to rely on Struggle. I think Struggle would do it at this percent, but we get a full para, and we're just, right back up.
Yeah, slurping right back up to full health. A second para, just to like rub in the salt, but at this point it doesn't matter, because it's just Gourgeist left, and it does not have the tools.
Yeah, if that para had not taken into effect, I mean, it's still very possible, but, it depends on, like, if this thing has Synthesis or not. But at that point, I don't know if Cobalion could quite break through this Gourgeist. So, Spood coming out on top with, a huge comeback. Going from, 3 to 5, 2 to 5, and then ending it with a 2-0.
Yeah, we've had like all very close games so far, and of course, like very well played. Like both played to the outs that they had. Maybe like the slight thing of letting Galar Articuno come in safely after sacrificing something else, because I do feel it basically like a Glaring Freeze, especially if it is Choice Spec, which it seems to be, because it's dealing a huge amount of damage.
He's doing a lot of damage. It's also competitive, too, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, it would have been like super effective into this thing. It would have been neutral into Cobalion, probably potent enough to knock out either.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's not the reality we live in. That's not the place ever made. Instead, we have Spoot here with a 2-0 victory. Not Pimp having to taste defeat this week, and just pick it up on a different week.
Yep. You want to introduce our final team?
The last match in Skull Division that we have this week is Shamal of the Golden Gate Gibles versus Lysander Wolf of the San Antonio Jolteons.
Yes, so...
The rain team's back. We have not been wrong about this team so far.
Again, it's your choice on which grass type to bring. Other than that, yeah. Everything else is more or less the same.
The rest is just, like paint by colors.
So, you got Pelipper, you got Barraskewda, you got Rillaboom this time instead of Ludicolo, you got Tornadus, you have Kingambit, and you have Archolodon. On Shamal's side, and then on Lysander Wolf's, you've got Terra Captain, Paldean Tauros with the Terra Electric. You also have Terra Captain Gastrodon rocking Terra Poison, Mega Manectric, Mimikyu, Cherim, and Porygon Z, which I think is also a Terra Captain. Did they just bring all 3 of their Terra Captains?
It's all Terra Captain party over here.
Yeah.
Cherim's here.
Yeah, Cherim.
Hello, Cherim.
Cherim can set up its own sunny day, can play Weather Wars. it gets that funny ability. I think it's like Flower Gift that raises its attack while in Sun.
I love the fact that the form changing literally means nothing except for the fact to just like show you like, hey, this is active currently.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, I mean, looking at this team, Gastrodon was a very obvious pick. It, aside from Rillaboom, like, it kind of counters, or it checks just about everything on here. And also, I guess, King Gambit, although it is faster than King Gambit, and if you're lucky, you can get a cheeky burn off with Scald. And then, of course, Mega Manectric, just being able to click Volt Switch relatively freely.
Yeah. Manectric here is actually an interesting bring because default Manectric can have Lightning Rod.
Oh,
as an ability to try and check the electro shots coming off of Archelodon, but that's only so long as it's not Mega Evolve, because then it turns into Intimidate, which is still a good ass ability, like no doubt about that. But having an immunity against a very terrifying move can also be nice, especially since it buffs your special attack then.
Yeah, and then something else to keep in mind, with Intimidate, if we're not rocking Supreme Overlord on King Gambit, that Defiant boost is gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah, though, like as soon as it comes in, it'll be obvious whether or not it's Supreme Overlord or Defiant. Yeah.
What if they leave? You don't know.
Or just swap it in while Pokemon are still alive, which it's possible. That can happen. I'm not sure if it actually procs then, if it just like shows up and says nothing.
Oh, that's a great question.
0 friends dead. One day.
Maybe we'll find out now.
Yeah, maybe we can find out in this match by clicking on play and seeing what happens. Wow, we clicked play and now we are seeing what happens.
Wow. So yeah, we do opt to start with Mega Manectric, immediately going for the Mega Evolve and kicking a kind of mid-ground of Flamethrower. Full Switch does so much, unless this is a regenerative Pokemon that loves to click U-turn, so it's just gonna go right back to 60.
Yeah, that's one time that Tornadus Therian has come in, taken a hit, and left again.
Mm-hmm.
And this Veriscuda just eating shit immediately.
Yeah. Recognizing that this thing is most likely scarfed at this point, opts to switch out on the Tri Attack and just saying screw it. I want to do it again. Gets a cheeky para. Stamina is scary, but I guess when you have mostly special attackers, it's not that big of a deal. Especially in the form of Gastrodon, which can kind of just sit on Archelodon unless they decide to click Draco.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of would have loved to see Shamal click Draco there, because it could probably have killed this thing with a +1.
Maybe. Gastrodon has mostly special defense. It might be able to live 1.
Actually, it would barely live 1.
Yeah.
That one that's that is 61. 50% extra would be around 90.
Yeah, it would not love Earth Power back.
Yeah, Rillaboom dying to an Earth Power there, leaving no obvious grass type moves on Shamal's side, so making the Gastrodon a lot more of a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm. And now with
catching this thing with a Flamethrower is nice though.
Yeah, and now with that, we're able to just click Volt Switch freely, and go right back out to Gastrodon. Get a little bit of extra HP with that grassy terrain. Does opt to stay in, even though this thing showed Grass Knot earlier. Very brave.
Very brave, but also Grass Knot is actually surprisingly not great to hit this thing with, because Grass Knot against Gastrodon only has 60 base power. It's just hidden power basically. Yeah. Because Gastrodon is very light. And here we can see it. It's 4 times effective.
Yep.
And because this thing's likely more either just bulky, not offensively invested, or physical invested, we just see it doing nothing. I love the Thunder.
Yes, take advantage of the rain. Unfortunately, we now have this monster, and here, I think we could have swapped out into a number of different Pokemon. Not quite sure why Cherrim comes out here. I don't know what Cherrim is going to do against King Gambit.
It just dies. Yeah. It's gone. No more.
like it's set up rain only for Pelipper to, come back out. Going
Yeah.
for a Trailblaze, try and set up, and then another Trailblaze, and
The
you gotta
second one
ask-
is very unfortunate.
Yeah, you gotta ask why. Neither Pelipper or Kingambit are really all that fast. And at this point, like, also Sucker Punch exists. So now we're just kind of on the back foot as Kingambit does what Kingambit does best. The Shadow Sneak on the Sucker Punch was very good, playing that mind games. But Shamal not opting for mind games, just saying, I'm just gonna click it again.
Yeah, it's a case of like the first like 4 sucker punches you can basically like afford to just click in a row. You don't really need to think about them. So like you can try and outplay them. The problem is, especially like on Lysander's side, you only need to get it wrong once, and then the jig is up and your thing dies.
Yeah, letting both Mega Manectric and Paldean Tauros like being sacked like very early there was definitely not the play at that point. Those are your 2 intimidate Pokemon.
Yeah, well, the Paldean Tauros wasn't sacrificed early. It was like towards the end, where it was misplayed a little bit. I also probably would have loved to see just Terra Blast instead of just Wild Charge. I mean, I can kind of get it, so you don't have to necessarily Terra Tauros, and you can freely Terra Gastrodon or Porygon. But unfortunately, like, the Terra ended up not really boosting anything relevant because Pelipper was going to die regardless. Removing its own resistance to Dark type. And the recoil of the Wild Charge combines all made it just fodder for the Kingambit. And even at that point, like, you could have like swapped out, let something else die, or just like outplay the Sucker Punch that way, and then go back into Tauros to like just start reducing its attack, just start whittling it down.
Yeah. That being said, another 1-0, so like still a very close match. It's still like for the most part really well played, like especially like in the beginning, being able to just chip on like so much damage with that Porygon Z, getting to snipe Barraskewda. It was very well done at the very beginning there.
Yeah, quite well played, especially like given that these were like 2 newer players to double dip. I'm not sure as to like how much experience they have outside of our little league, but like if this is how they'll like keep playing, like I'm very curious, looking forward and seeing what is to come. A lot to be looking at in this division. And speaking of the current standings of Skull Division, if you take the top, we'll take the bottom.
All right. So at the top, it's actually a tie for first place currently. We have the Golden Gate Gibles with standing at 2-0 with a differential of 5, and the Southtown Sandslashers also at 2-0 with a differential of 5. Coming in at third place, we have Canadian Clod Squad sitting at 1 victory, 1 loss with a differential of 3, and the Kracked Kricketunes in fourth with a victory of 1 and a loss of 1 with a differential of 2.
And perfectly mirrored in the bottom half, we have in 5th place Koi of the Sydney Sylveons, 1-1 at -2. 6th place Claire of the Maryland Manectrics, 1-1 -3. And the San Antonio Jolteons and the Northern Ninetales tied at 0-2 with a -5 differential. So all in all, these are extremely tight standings, especially for a week 2.
Yeah, these are all really close. Mind you, this is only week 2. Like if you're sitting there like, oh man, I haven't got any wins, or like my differential, like it's in the negatives. Don't even worry. Don't even sweat it. Like this can very quickly be flopped in like 2 more weeks. Honestly, this could look like a completely different chart.
Well, I wouldn't say don't worry, but like it's not over yet. Like there's still like plenty of league left. There's plenty of plays left. There's plenty of time to turn it around still.
Yeah.
No one's like eliminated from anything yet, and especially like on the differential side, the difference between two people can swing at a maximum of 12 per week, with one person going -6, the other person going +6. So that means that the +5 of the Gibles and the -5 of the Ninetales, like, that can be overcome in 1 week.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Yeah, these are all such like tight matches, like both weeks, honestly.
Yeah. You just gotta, you gotta sit down, like, again, like, obviously, think, like, don't just be like, no, it's all perfectly fine, like, you gotta work for it at least a little bit, but, like, don't stress it out, don't count yourself out. That's the important thing right now.
Yeah, and especially, like, if you are still, here, like, reach out to your homies, reach out to your enemies. See if they're able to like offer some advice, offer some sprints, offer some like a second look of your team. Anything can help.
Yeah.
Any extra like pair of eyes can be like difference between like, oh hey, like this and this could like potentially sweep you, and then you can just plan for it.
And if you are at the top, like, again, like, don't rest your laurels. Like, this is so close. Lock in.
Oh, lock in, King.
Lock in. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how the Skull Division kind of pans out in the next couple weeks. Really looking forward to seeing what the next couple matches are going to look like. Right now, in my eyes, Skull Division kind of the one to watch. It's the most tight knit, and again, it can just look so different so soon.
Yeah, like even week 3, which it's not out yet, but like you should watch once we do get around to making it. Could shake up this leaderboard immensely.
Yeah. With that being said, though, if you want to watch any of the other divisions, feel free to peruse. If you want to hear more of my lovely voice, you can watch me do the recap with Spood on the Magma division. Or if you want to hear,
and if you want to hear more of my like awful grading voice, you can go over to Aqua Division, where me and Cabral take a look at all the people splashing in the water.
And if you want to hear neither of us, I guess you can go watch Rocket.
Yeah. Also, jokes on you, Aqua Division's all Sun teams.
Jokes on you. We also have Sun teams in Aqua.
You mean Magma?
No, we have 2 Sun teams in Aqua.
I know, that's what I said.
Oh, I think said Rocket. I don't know why.
No, I'm not talking about. I was talking about Aqua. It's like, I love Team Aqua. Looks inside all Sun teams.
I was confused because I'm looking at Rocket like, who's rocking Sun?
You're making yourself. I'm rocking Sun. I mean, I actually genuinely wanted to. I wanted to try and get Torkoal and Chi-Yu together.
Thank God you did.
Would have been fire. Would have been fire.
Boo.
Everything would have been fire.
Don't watch Aqua.
Don't watch Rocket either.
Alright. See you all next time.
Bye bye.